Sonosite M-Turbo Power Supply Board, SD card, and speaker replacement. Welcome to Fujifilm Sonosite service training on the Sonosite M-Turbo. This series covers breakdown of the Sonosite M-Turbo into its component service assemblies. In this video, we will cover removal and replacement of the system power supply board, SD card, and speaker replacement. It is important that proper precautions are taken during servicing to protect the system and its internal components from electrostatic discharge. It is recommended that all work be performed on an ESD safe mat and that a grounding strap be worn by whomever is performing the service. Always ensure the system is powered off and disconnected from AC before servicing. When reinstalling boards, ensure that the proper torque is applied and that screws are tightened in a crisscross pattern with power drivers set to low speed to minimize stress on the boards. For this portion of servicing the Sonosite M-Turbo, you will need a No. 1 Phillips screwdriver, a 2mm hex bit, and a torque driver set to 5.5 inch-pounds. You may find it helpful to use an ice cube tray to keep screws and parts organized. To remove the power supply board, you will first need to remove the control panel. See the video on removing the M-Turbo control panel. Remove the 4 remaining screws from the bottom enclosure. Disconnect the fan from the main board. The bottom enclosure can now be taken off. Older configurations have copper tape covering the SD card assembly and the flexible shield on the power supply PCBA. Gently remove the copper tape and set it aside for reuse. Remove the 5 screws from the SD card assembly. Lift the SD card from the power supply frame. Gently pry the shield from the power supply board. Remove the 7 screws securing the power supply board frame to the main board. Take note of the location of the spring screw assembly, if present. Not all boards will have this. Remove the power supply PCBA. Newer configurations have a single digital shield covering the power supply PCBA and SD card assembly. Remove the 10 screws securing the digital shield, taking note of the location of the 2 shorter screws and of the spring screw assembly if present. Remove the single screw securing the SD card to the power supply frame and lift the SD card out. During reassembly, use the location of the screw hole to ensure proper orientation of the card. The power supply PCBA and support frame can now be removed by lifting them off of the main board. Disconnect the 2 speaker connectors. The speakers may be removed for replacement if necessary. If assistance with ordering parts or isolating repairs is needed, please contact Fujifilm Sonosite Technical Support.